Hey everybody, welcome back to the Cross-Eyed Texan. Thank you to all the new subscribers. And today we're going to do a fragrance review. And this is one I've been putting off for a little bit because I had mixed feelings about the fragrance. And I've worn it probably 6 or 8 times now. And the first few times I've worn it, I wasn't overly crazy about it. And as you tell from the thumbnail, it is Aqua by Azzaro. So let's take a little tour around the danged old box because everybody else does that. There's the box. I really love this color. I would like to have a Bible in that color. And we have some fabulous information here on the back. There's really nothing on the sides. But on the bottom, we do have your barcode, and the batch number is embossed into the box right there. Standard schmandard. I actually like these chrome boxes. I think they're pretty cool, and I especially like this color. And let's take a look at the bottle, shall we? I bought the 100 ml size, and it's got that awesome looking aqua stained glass, typical Azzaro Chrome bottle. I really enjoy these. The cap does click into place, but I would never pick that up by the cap. It just comes off too easy. And one other little touch that I think is just kind of nifty is the inside of the atomizer. Matches the bottle. So let me put this down and grab my notes, and let's talk about the note breakdown. At the top, we have green apple, grapefruit, and violet leaf. And as soon as you spray that on, boy, you can smell all three of those things. They work very well together. It is a symphony of fragrance, if you will. I have this has violet leaf in it, but the violet leaf stands alone pretty well in this. But the violet leaf and the grapefruit and the green apple, it's a match made in olfactory heaven. And next in the note lineup, we have mint, and we have basil, and we have C notes, whatever that means. And at the bottom, we have cypress and vetiver. I smell more of the cypress than I do the vetiver, but I think for an inexpensive fragrance, this is blended very well because everything works here. It all works together. Now, let me tell you why I wasn't so hasty to go ahead and review this fragrance. I bought this probably 2 months ago, or maybe closer to 3 months ago. And as you can tell, I've made a little dent in the bottle, okay? I've been actually using it, but the first few times I used it, I wasn't getting a whole lot of longevity with it. I generally will start off with four, maybe 5 sprays. One right here, one right here, one right here. I always usually do it about right here. Sometimes I do it right there and sometimes I don't. But I'll always hit each crook of my arm and or the wrists. And I didn't feel like this was lasting as long as it should have because the longevity, it seemed like after about 4 hours, it would disappear. But as I wore it, and when I test out a fragrance, I take breaks in between it. I don't wear it back to back to back to back. I will try it one day and then go back and wear something else that I'm familiar with, something else I enjoy. And then I'll come back 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe even next week, and I'll try the fragrance again. And I had to wear this stuff about 6 or 8 times before I figured it out. This is going to take about 6 to 8 sprays in the cooler weather. And there's another point. I'm going to digress for a minute. This actually works good in cooler weather. When it's 50, 40, 50, 60 degrees outside, this stuff is the bomb. It works great. But 6 to 8 sprays for me for this, I'm looking at 6 to 8 hours of longevity out of it. Now, I wore it also when it was warmer. We got up to about 78 degrees here in Dallas a couple of weeks ago. And I put on my normal 6 to 8 sprays. And like to kill myself. It was too much in the hot weather with 6 to 8 sprays. So I dialed it back to 4 to 5. And I still got 6 to 8 hours of longevity about it. 6 to 8 hours of longevity from it. So it took me a while to adjust this one. And I've learned in my reviewing technique, I don't get a fragrance and wear it 2 times and then do a review on it. I want to see how it's going to perform. And it generally takes more than, 2 or 3 wears to really get the gist of it. Plus, I experiment with things like this to make sure. And I've even got this over here, which I think is 10 times better than this. But either way, sometimes you have to experiment. And I heard somebody say that this really doesn't do anything to help your cologne last longer, and I don't know if I agree with that. I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV, but when you can scratch on your arm and leave trails behind and see skin fly off, it seems to me that if you spray cologne on that mess, it's just going to flake away with your outer layer of your epidermis. So it makes sense to me that wearing a cream to moisturize, a moisturizer on your skin will help, but it's not a one-time deal. You kind of have to do it every day. And you also have to drink a lot of water. That's something people don't talk about. If your skin's dry, it's usually a sign that you're dehydrated, but I digress. Would I buy this fragrance? Abso-friggin-lutely. This stuff is amazing. You can wear it in cooler weather. You can wear it in warmer weather. It's pretty versatile. I think all but the coldest days I would wear this. I mean, if it's down below, I'd say if it's down below 40 degrees, this may or may not work, but it does cut through if you put enough of it on. I think Azzaro, for the money, makes some of the best fragrances that you can get, especially if you don't want to spend a small fortune on fragrances. So I highly recommend it. If you're looking for a good, solid fragrance that smells great, that's going to get people's attention, give Aqua a try. I think my next Chrome fragrance is going to be pure. And I think my next fragrance is going to be, I'm going to go over all the Azzaro fragrances that I have. And I have 4 or 5 of them now. I really like the house. I think they do a good job and make a great fragrance for the money. But anyway, if you're looking for a good fragrance and you want to spend 40 to 50 bucks in that price range, because I noticed the price of everything is going up, which makes sense with the economy the way that it is. But still, even at $50, I think Aqua is a bargain. Pardon me, my nose is itchy. Allergies are going nuts. I think Aqua is a bargain, and I think that you'll enjoy it. The only thing I wish they would have done is make this in a parfum strength. I hope they make a flanker of this flanker and do it in a parfum strength. But anyway, that's my 2 cents about it. I hope you liked the video. If you find content like this helpful from a guy who's just an average Joe like everybody else, who doesn't have 1,000 bottles of perfume and who has to do things on a budget. That's one thing about this channel. I do fragrances and shaving gear and shaving soap. It's all on a budget because most of us don't have the money to drop $300 on Tom Ford. So we have to look for something that works for us in our budget. But this is not only is it a budget-friendly fragrance, it's an excellent fragrance, and I think that you will like it. Leave me a comment. Tell me what your thoughts are. Thank you for watching the channel. And remember, if you can't find a good person in this world, you go out and be one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.